Hi guys, got a Mega Drive 2 here with the common problem that so many of them seem to have, where the power cable has got loose at the back, where basically the jack has started to come away from the board. This is a real easy fix. If you've never soldered before, this is actually the perfect one to try. The very first time I ever soldered anything was fixing one of these. I just bought a cheap soldering iron and said I'd give it a go because it's, in terms of soldering, it's really the easiest you're going to get. Getting into these is super easy. I have 4 screws taken out. They're just Phillips screws that, so this console is actually on right now, as you can see. It's just, there it is on. I didn't have to press the power button, turn it off before we open it. So you have your 4 Phillips screws from the 4 corners. Take them out, not bother, I just took them out for speed. And then the next thing you have is this heat shield, which has the screws all around it, these black screws all around it. I'm going to speed this next part up, but just take out all these screws. That's your heat shield removed. They just lift straight up once the screws out. The next thing then is the 2 screws each side of the cartridge slot. They are a different length than the screws that we just took out of the heat shield, so just make sure to put those separate. Keep them much longer, so they shouldn't be that easy to mix up. Like this, in terms of fixing consoles, these are as straightforward as you get these Mega Drives. Maybe a PlayStation 1, because that's it. So our problem is this power jack here. Now this one isn't too bad. What's broken on this one is actually just this pin here. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Coming through there, you can see the solder that broke. Sometimes like all 3 pins would be broke. While you're here, I would redo all 3, because if they're more likely to go in the future. Now, like I said, if you've never soldered before, go on Amazon and grab one of these kits. They come with a cheap, they're so cheap. They're like, I'll put a link below. They're like less than 20 quid. And they come with a soldering iron. The soldering iron I have out and hot, and like they come with solder and some flux, and they're everything you need to kind of get yourself going. And just do something like this, or just practice on an old bit of board or something. Practice taking things out. I'm going to add a bit of fresh solder to this. I'd say you don't even have to though, really. I'd say you could just so this is just a flux pen. This is just a flux pen. Put a bit of flux on to help the solder. If you've never soldered before, tin your iron. Some people, I didn't actually realise that when I started, that you want the iron tinned before you start. And I'll try and not block. That's already done. It's a bit awkward here because I'm trying to go around the camera. And that's it, that's that fixed. It's very easy. They're good big pads if you've never soldered before. Just get heat. The only thing I will say with these irons, these cheap irons, is the one drawback to them. They have a dial for setting the temperature. I have this one set to around 350, but they can be very hit and miss. Play around with it a bit, go to 350, you might have to give it a bit more, you might have to give it a bit less if you think it's too hot. That's the only real that negative to those is that's, but I mean, you're paying so cheap for iron, you know, there has to be some drawback. Okay, the next thing then is just to put the console back together. I may fast forward this because I mean there's not a whole lot to it. There it is, guys. You can see this is solid now. Wiggle the wire all you want. Not a bother on it. Like I said, guys, this is a great one to try if you've never soldered before, because this maybe the PS2 Slim has a similar problem, which would be fairly easy. It's a similar thing to fix, but the great one to try. This one is so simple to get into, much more simple than the PS2. If you've never soldered before, this is where I would start. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.